Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. So we've got the final round, or round 5 as it is in the standings, but it is the final round of the Mitsubishi EVO versus Subaru WRX. I nearly had to have a look on the screen what we were doing then, but I do know what we're doing. It's it's the Mitsubishi EVOs versus the Subaru WRXs. For the final round, we are back in the GR3 class, so lots of aero. They do get a bit skittish when they end up behind another driver with the amount of aero these things have got. When they do get behind somebody else, they lose all that aero, and it all gets a bit squirrely for them. But we'll see how they get on. So we've got two 20-minute races. We've got a lap of honour as well, obviously Remembrance Sunday, hence the Royal British Legion, hence the poppies and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, they're going to have a lap of honour before race 1, and I assume just after qualifying. Qualifying's just got underway, so 10-minute qualify here, and then two 20-minute races. Let's have a look through then. No, come on, well, you're meant to be turning the right things off. That is the right thing in turning off. Okay, so 10-minute qualify and two 20-minute races. That's what we've got. That's on the first screen as well. Why have you given me the same information twice, Paddy? Never mind. But going into the final round, Mocking Weeks has got a stonking lead then, 145 points up front. Obi-Wan in second with 109 points. We've got Tyre Slayer in third with 99 points. We have Apache in fourth with 97 points. Marshall in fifth with 92 points. Dazzler sixth with 77 points. Wrecking Ball in seventh with 72 points. Pilgrim with 71 points in 8th, Campo 9th with 57, Captain Pugwash VR with 56 in 10th. We have Ice Chand in 11th with 55 points, actually alongside Skippy, both on 55 points. Coffin Dodger then in 13th, and It's Hoggy 14th. Fair few drivers. I think we've got 12 drivers on track for the finals. Looking at it, it's very close in terms of who could win between the Mitsubishi Evos and the Subaru WRX. The Subaru's currently winning with 138 points in total, and the Mitsubishi's 131. So still everything to play for, and I'm hoping to get updated points before the lobby shuts, but we'll see how we get on with that tonight. T-shirts and stickers still available, people. About out of t-shirts, so oh no, don't delete it. Don't delete it. Cancel that. Don't delete it. That's not what you're meant to be doing. You're meant to be doing that. Flick flock between the t-shirts and the stickers. Still got plenty of stickers, just not many t-shirts left. Right, into the lobby. Sound on. Who have we got in tonight then? Mockin, Obi, Campo, Apache, Tyre Slayer, Skippy, Marshall, Captain Pugwash, Dazzler, Ice Chand, Pilgrim, and unfortunately looks like Ricky J has turned up late for qualifying. He might be in, I don't know. Oh, he is, I think, just leaving the pits now. But let's get ourselves in. Turn some nonsense on now. So we're at Kyoto Driving Park. We've got the Miyabi and the, what's the other section? Yamajiba and the Miyabi sections open. So it is almost 2 tracks here. But you'll see as we get down to the bottom of this hill, we can go left and right. We can split the circuits here and go left there and just keep it to the Yamajiba, but we've turned right onto the Miyabi section. Doesn't add too much, but it just does add a little bit of an extra few hundred yards to this circuit. Some decent corners to have a go at as well. So who's that that's just crossed the line? Come on. It's Pilgrim. We'll go for a bit of a lap with Pilgrim. He's just done turn 1. He's got these fast S's. A very wide track here at Miyabi. Can't get a few cars side by side. So big long sweeping left coming up then. Livery's looking good for tonight. I'm not sure whether everyone's done one, but I think there's a few on the cards tonight in terms of Remembrance Sunday liveries. Spitfire on the back window as well on that thing. Good. Spitfire on the roof. Oof. lit up the rears coming around that back corner. So onto this Miyabi section then. So again, not too much to it, just this little bit of an S-bend through here. Quite tight though, it can catch you out if you get it wrong, especially if you're trying to go through there side by side. And it's just a great big sweeping hairpin at either end of this one. A little bit tighter as you enter Miyabi. And then all the way down here, we hang it through a right-hand hairpin. And we are back on the Yamajiwa circuit. There is the transition, back onto the Yamajiwa now then. A couple of S's to navigate up the hill. Bit of a kink round to the right, then down towards this hairpin, tightest hairpin on the circuit. Again, you do see drivers trying to go side by side through here as well. Just got to get the exit right, clean there for Pilgrim. This is the tightest part on the circuit, this second part of the S here. They're so tight, as you can see. Whoa, Pilgrim struggling to keep that on the track. And then into this final corner. Yes, we'll have a look at some liveries. Lest we forget, 11-11-24, good livery on there. He's gone for the standard rally art. Marshall. Monster red. That's like gone for the Red Bull. Orange colour for Red Bull. Costa Coffee. Scan that QR code, people. It'll only take you exactly back here, but it doesn't matter. Poppy's on the all over the car for tyre slayer here as well. And a Lancaster bomber just matted out on that rear quarter panel. I don't know what that says. I'm hoping it's respectful. It just makes me want to say, damn it! Poppy petals all over the Captain Pugwash livery tonight. He's done a good job actually. Pugwash stuck a few liveries on. Apache again. Go back there. No, come on, find those drivers. You we've looked at. Ice Chand. He's gone for green wheels tonight. They're sometimes yellow, but he's gone for matte green and green tonight. And then Pilgrim. So let's have a look at qualifying times then. We are 8 minutes into qualifying, and it is currently this man on pole with a 2:18.5. He has been stomping it up front of most of the leagues he's appeared in with the P1 stables. Apache in second then, 2:18.9 on the clock for him. Marshall currently in third. Obi-Wan in fourth, 2:19.8. Skippy, we didn't see your eye-burning livery. 2:19.9 on the clock for you, fifth. Dazzler in sixth currently on that grid. Pilgrim 7th. Tyre Slayer, a bit of a penalty to lose, but he's currently sitting 8th on the grid. We've got Pugwash 9th on the grid, 2:22.0. Campo in 10th, 2:22.1. Coffin Dodger parked up at the side of the track. He's sitting in 11th, and then Ice Chand at the back at the moment with a 2:23.1. All or nothing now then, 1 minute left of qualifying. Mocking Weeks will certainly see another lap. Just comes round round that final corner then, heading down towards the start-finish line. So he'll get another lap with, what have we got, 40 seconds left on the clock. Oh, no he won't. We're lining up for lap of honour, maybe, I think. So I think you're going to see a few drivers scream across the line. But yeah, looks like we've got a couple of drivers lining up for the lap of honour. They might cross the line and then reverse back up. They might not. Tyre Slayer pulling over. Campo and Obi-Wan going round again. Dazzler going round again. Pilgrim a little way back at the minute. Tyre Slayer just sticking it in the wall, actually. So that is final lap. They will do a lap of honour at the end of this qualifying session. I don't know whether it'll be actually at the end of this qualifying session. Now they've gone over the final lap, it's going to lock them all out. As you can see, Mockinweek's rolling around slowly. He's got no control of throttle or brake. Well, he's got control of brake, no throttle. So we might have to end qualifying and then go for the lap of honour. Most drivers cross the line, just waiting for these last few. Three drivers headed up towards the line, and that'll be qualifying over. Pugwash nearly losing it on that final turn. Didn't even make it to the line. Through the pits. So that's qualifying done. Let's have a quick look at those results before we do this lap of honour then. Mockinweek's on pole position. Apache second. Marshall in third. Obi-Wan in fourth. Dazzler fifth. Skippy in sixth. Campo seventh. Ice Chand in eighth. We've got Pilgrim ninth. Tyre Slayer in 10th. Captain Pugwash in 11th. Coffin Dodger in 12th. And Ricky J 13th. Unfortunately, Ricky J unable to make qualifying. But should be in for race one. I will get myself in. I don't want to miss this lap of honour. So hopefully we get everyone leave the pits, do a little bit of a donut, drive back up to the start finish line, and then line themselves up and go for a nice slow drive round. Mark our respect for the fallen. I'm hoping that's what happened anyway. Waiting for everybody to join, are we? Got everyone in? Yeah, full 13. Somebody needs to make a choice. You may see on some of these cars during these races that they've gone for what's called the mullet setup, or the hybrid setup as they like to call it. I don't like to call it the hybrid setup, I like to call it the mullet. Because it is mediums at the front and softs at the back. Start on TY, I don't know what that means. Again, hopefully everyone remembers this lap of honour. Okay, looks like we're going to have a rolling start across the line on the after the lap of honour. I thought they were probably going to end up doing donuts and stuff. That's what sometimes happens, but looks like they're going to go for a rolling start across the line after the lap of honour. Hopefully no false starts on the lap of honour either. It's not a race, boys. Skippy, I think Skippy's forgotten. Everybody's rolling slowly then. I think a few drivers got a little bit carried away early on. So we are just cruising 100 miles an hour. Come on boys, catch up. Big swarm of Japanese monsters coming down the hill then. Again, livery's looking good. I've not seen yours, Ricky J. Matte black with the poppies on it, thank you. So the field almost back together then. Mocking Weeks just controlling the crowd, just controlling the speed. Nice and comfortable. He'll slow the pack down when we come up towards this final corner anyway. I would have thought pretty much the second he comes through the hairpin, the final hairpin, he'll slow it all down towards the chicanes. Does mean they have to do an extra lap on these. Oh no, because it's still going to be a 20-minute race, isn't it? It's going to go by time, but yeah, this is going to eat into their lap time, their race time for sure. So everybody on the same straight, pretty much. A couple of drivers just coming onto this straight. They need to get a bit of a shufty on, or they're going to get left behind. So back onto the Yamajiwa, part of Kyoto Driving Park. Last couple of drivers then, just coming out of that Miyabi section. So Mocking needs to really slow them down now then. Trying to keep a little bit of heat in these tyres as well for the start of the race. Final chicane, this is where the pack really needs to slow right down then. Everybody on that same straight. Hopefully Mocking allows everyone to get around the final corner before sticking the hammer down. He has, he slowed everyone right down. Good lad. Should be a good start here then. Everyone just creeping at the minute, creeping. Throttles have been stamped now then. We are going to get race 1 underway. So Mocking Weeks then with that fastest qualifier does hold the line into turn 1. Apache second, Marshall third, Obi-Wan in fourth, Campo fifth. Looks like everyone got a decent start, nobody really left behind. Weeks already making a little bit of a break from Apache, who's under threat from Marshall round the outside. It's a long sweeping left-hander. He's just about held on to that as well, Marshall. It's going to put him in good stead running down the hill. Oh. He's had to back off, give Apache the inside line through this next corner. He's left the door wide open for Obi-Wan there as well, but the inside line now coming around this next section. But a little bit of pressure at the minute, Marshall. Oof, nearly lights the rears up. Does allow Obi to get next to him on the exit of that turn as well. Pushes his way past Obi. Marshall then fourth, Campo fifth, Skippy sixth, Dazzler in seventh, Ice Chand in eighth, Pilgrim ninth, Captain Pugwash 10th, Tyre Slayer in 11th, Coffin Dodger in 12th, and Ricky J in 13th. Break away yet, then Mockin still 0.6 of a second. Apache hanging on to his rear end. Obi and Marshall as well. Campo trying to get himself bolted onto the back end of this fight. Skippy in sixth, just trying to bring that time down. A little bit of a gap between him and Campo. Still early on. In sixth then, Ice Chand seventh, Pugwash in eighth, Pilgrim ninth. Almost a position swap between those two, but not quite. Tyre Slayer still 10th then. Coffin Dodger. No, Obi-Wan. Obi's binned it into a bin. He's got front end damage and he's all the way at the back of the pack. Oh, we're 6 minutes into the race already. Got some stomping on that throttle to do. Medium tyres must have just let go on him again. The tyre wear on the soft is not good enough to last a full race, so they have gone for the mullet setup, which means they've got a set of mediums on the front and softs on the rear. So the mediums on the front will last a full 20-minute race, but you lose all the grip. Looks like it's caught him out somewhere, put him in the wall. He's back up to full pace now, but well off the pace of the front runners, 12 seconds behind this man. And he has now got a little bit of clean air, 1.3 seconds between himself and Apache. Campo also up into third place. He's got himself past Marshall. He's got mediums front and rear, Marshall. Might have been a little bit of a mistake. Skippy in fifth then, Dazzler sixth, Ice Chand seventh, Pugwash in eighth, Pilgrim ninth, Tyre Slayer 10th, Coffin Dodger in 11th, and it's Ricky J under all sorts of pressure then from Obi. Side by side coming through this long sweeping right-hander, but it looks like Obi's already passed. He is to 12th then, one position made up. Lots to go though for him. Weeks pulling out a great big chunk of time, 1.9 seconds over Apache. Apache's got another 2.5 seconds behind to Campo. The front of the field broken up massively then. Campo's got his own issues. He's got a mirror full of Marshall and Skippy. Dazzler tagged on the back end of this fight here as well. Final corner. Feather in the throttle. Gets a good exit. Keeps it the same distance between himself and Marshall. We'll get a little bit of a toe down here. We'll close the gap up a little bit. Oh, different lines through there. Marshall closes up again. He's all over the back of Campo, running through the S's. Closing up again, switches to the outside, carrying the speed through down towards this long sweeping right-hander, left-hander, but trying to drive it around the outside here, Marshall. No! He's on the grass, he's managed to survive though. Amazing bit of driving, Marshall. That could have ended up in absolute chaos. And I think Campo realised he might have had a little bit of contact with him, so he backs off. He gives Marshall that position. Unfortunately, they've allowed Skippy and Dazzler to get through that one. They are respectful driving. Campo and Marshall having a little bit of a coming together. Campo, knowing he kind of nudged Marshall off track, just backs off the throttle, allows Marshall to get past, and two other drivers, unfortunately. Look at this up front then, 3 seconds up front for Mocking Weeks as he hits Miyabi. Apache trying to do anything to close him down, but he's got 5 seconds behind him. Nearest damn it back to Skippy, who's now into 3rd position. Dazzler's been tagged onto his rear end since the get-go. Campo keeping himself bolted right there with Marshall as well. Nice Chand in the slipstream of this fight. Through that chicane again, that's one of the trickiest points on the circuit through there. Pilgrim into 8th, and he's got himself past Captain Pugwash. Those two have swapped positions then. Tyre Slayer in 10th. Obi-Wan's made up another position. He's got himself past Coffin Dodger. So slowly working his way through the field, but unfortunately he's lost 4 seconds in the fight to the lead. Tyre Slayer just 1.8 seconds ahead of him. With race leader, he pulls another second on Apache, 4.3 seconds. It's making it look easy here. It will be Mocking Weeks for the individual win, I think, if he stays. I think if he wins this one, he's already 40 odd points in front. So he's only got to win this, and he does take the championship, I think, unless they've done something daft and given double points in the last race, which I don't think they have. To Miyabi then, towards these tricky S's. This is another little tricky section in the Miyabi Kyoto Driving Park mashup. Sent through there a few times myself, through that long left-hander then, and pressing it down to this intersection between the two race circuits again. Big blue and yellow barriers depicting the when you can change this circuit. Up the hill then towards this hairpin. Nice big lead, 5.6 seconds to lap 5 of 10. Okay, so it's not a timed, it's not a 20-minute race, it's a lapped race. I assume that's because we've had the lap of honour as well, which would have eaten into it. 6 seconds, just finding more and more time here. Mocking. Apache's got absolutely nothing in the Subaru behind him. Keeping himself out of danger of these two though. Dazzler holding on to 3rd position, but where's Skippy gone? Skippy's dropped himself all the way to 9th. He was in 3rd position. Now dropped himself to 9th. Dazzler's now in that position. He's got Marshall right behind him. They've got a little bit of a gap back to Campo. So Marshall not doing too bad. Looking for that final podium spot at the minute. Ended up in 6th for a little moment when he had a little coming together with who was that, with Campo. For a way past Dazzler here though. Miyabi then onto Yamajiwa onto Miyabi. Gets a wing up the inside of Dazzler. Side by side still through here. Oh, almost off track there for Marshall. Dazzler's had to give him room coming through here. It's going to be a good drag race down to this last corner on Miyabi. Oh, Dazzler's already way in front. He should hold on to that nicely. Marshall just backing off early. Trying to get the run on Dazzler through there, but Dazzler just cuts back across the track in front of him. He's got to have another go. A little bit too far back to have a go into the hairpin. Rear end lighting up a little bit. Battle going off behind as well. We've got Ice Chand all over the back of Pilgrim. Captain Pugwash closing up on that fight as well. Ice Chand having to go a little bit defensive down into this final corner to avoid any kind of move by Pilgrim. It's going to slow him down on the exit though. Danger in from behind, but not quite the room to switch back up the inside there for Pilgrim. Just sticking the slipstream of Ice Chand through the S's. Closes up though, that slipstream working really well. Maybe a little bit too well. Ice Chand again, just lining himself up for this corner. Braking, closes up, has to back off the throttle though coming through the corner. And on the exit as well, that gap opens up to Ice Chand in front. Oh no, Pilg. Oh dear. He's got his braking point all wrong on the way into the Miyabi section. There you go. Cost him a big chunk of time. An awful lot of places as well. Down to 10th then for Pilgrim. So, race leader. Won't be on him for long. 8.2 seconds up the road from Apache. 16.5 minutes into this 7 out of 10 lap race. Apache in second then. Again, just hasn't got anything for the EVO of Mocking Weeks up front. Dazzler's hanging on to this third though. Marshall's not managed to get back past him yet. Both drivers on the mediums all round in fact. Nobody going for the mullet setup for third and fourth at the moment. Campo hanging on to fifth. Ice Chand holding sixth, Obi-Wan in seventh, made up a couple more positions then, slowly but surely chopping his way through the field, just running out of time. Captain Pugwash then in eighth, Skippy in ninth. Pilgrim, after a little bit of outbraking himself and trying not to slam into the back of Ice Chand, is down in 10th. Tyre Slayer in 11th, Coffin Dodger in 12th, Ricky J in 13th with a little bit of a penalty on board. Does he even know there's any other cars on track at the moment, Mocking? Can he even see them in his rear view mirrors? No, he can't. No, he can't even see him. He can't see them. I can. He can't. 9.7 seconds up the road then for Mocking, making it look easy at the moment. Lap 8 of 10. Apache holding second easily. Dazzler still comfortably in third. Marshall's lost a bit of time to him, falls back a tiny bit. Campo still holding fifth as well. Obi up into sixth, chasing him down. Nice Chan seventh. Captain Pugwash in eighth. Skippy trying to make some time back up as well. Was rolling in third earlier on, Skippy. Again, I think the medium tyres just caught a few drivers out here and there. And again, these GR3 versions of these cars, very, very grippy, absolutely covered in aero, as you can see, wings and all sorts of stuff everywhere. When you get tucked behind another driver, you lose all that aero, and these things become loose as anything. And obviously, if you've got those medium tyres on front as well, and you're not expecting that lack of grip, when you get behind a car, it can just spell disaster. Big gaps at the back as well then. Pulls even more time up front then, Mocking. 10.4 seconds now. Lap 9 of 10. Apache then. Mistakes from him. He's keeping himself out of the danger zone of those two drivers behind him, so no mistakes from him. Just cannot, whatever Mocking Weeks is doing, Apache can't. Dazzler and Marshall still hunting each other. The two Mitsubishis in third and fourth. Campo fifth. A little bit of a gap back to Obi-Wan at the moment. Tyre looking very similar between everybody. Skippy, he's got himself past Captain Pugwash, back into 8th then, looking to hunt down Ice Chand in 7th. Pilgrim slowly closing up on Tyre Slayer, but tyre wear is going to cost him any kind of push for position. Coffin Dodger, why do your tyres look like they're brand new? Look, Ricky J's not even driving on the grass and on the track, and his tyres are in worse condition. So the battles then, this is really where it's at. Dazzler and Marshall. Again, there's a little bit of a punch-up happening here. Campo's lost all that time between himself and Obi. Is he in a position to defend though? Obi has a little look up the inside of the hairpin. Campo keeps his car in all the right places though. Holds on to that fifth through there. Nice Chand under threat behind as well. We've got Skippy looking for that position off of him. Could all be down into the final corner or through turn 1, we'll see. Campo holds on to it. Marshall still not been able to get past Dazzler. Campo's hung on to that fifth for the time being, although Obi-Wan's all over the back of him heading down here. Tactical manoeuvre to move across the track, not to give Obi the toe. Oh, better grip though for Obi. Managed to get the inside line through there, squeezes one past Campo, gets into 5th, then Campo 6th. What's happened behind? Ice Chand's managed to hold on to 7th. Skippy wasn't able to take advantage. Pugwash hanging on to the back end of these two as well in 9th. Tyre Slayer having a little race of his own then in 10th. Same for Pilgrim, same for Coffin Dodger, and same for Ricky J. But here it is, race leader Mocking Weeks then. Final lap on the clock. One more race after this, reverse grid. Just made it look easy tonight, Mocking. Stayed out of danger. Through the hairpin then, back onto Yamajiwa. Just got to press it up the hill. hairpin in the chicanes right, and then that's pretty much it. Final corner's easy enough to navigate into the hairpin then. Doesn't line those rears up, doesn't want to spin that thing out now. Down towards this chicane, through there for the final time in this second to last race. Into this final corner then for Mocking Weeks. 14 seconds between himself and second place by the time he comes up to the line. Fastest lap as well, race win here in race 1 tonight. Maximum points on the board for Mocking. Qualifier, pole position, fastest lap, win. Oof. Apache made a great big mistake somewhere then, so he lost all that time. Does take second, but Dazzler and Marshall closed up on him. I bet that gave him a little bit of poopy pants coming around those last few corners. Dazzler taking third, then Marshall fourth. Obi coming home in fifth. Campo sixth. It was hard fought, but Obi was just pressing his way through. Ice Chance seventh, then Skippy in eighth. Captain Pugwash ninth. Tyre Slayer in 10th. Pilgrim's going to take 11th. Coffin Dodger in 12th. Ricky J bringing up the rear in 13th. So don't forget your driver of the day votes, people, in the chat. It's the only place they register. Prizes are given out at the end of the season for the driver with the most driver of the day recommendations, or whatever you want to call them. There we go. Race 1 done and dusted tonight. Again, we've got a reverse grid coming up after this. Probably a 5-minute break in between this one. A couple of minutes break in between this one and the last one. And it's going to be reverse grid, the final race of the season. So, oh, no, that's not what you're meant to be doing. That's what you're meant to be doing. So there are results from that last race. Mocking taking the win. Apache second, Dazzler in third, Marshall fourth, Obi in fifth. Campo 6th, Ice Chance 7th, Skippy in 8th, Captain Pugwash 9th, Tyre Slayer 10th, Pilgrim in 11th, Coffin Dodger in 12th, and Ricky J in 13th. Let's just have a quick look at that. EVO WRX, EVO WRX, EVO WRX, EVO. Oof. That could have given the EVOs the lead going into the final race. It's going to be very close in terms of team points between the two. But yeah, reverse grid race coming up. Ooh, I've got the tired's. I'm around a golf course for 4 hours today. My putting's been on form. Everything else has been crap. Why are you leaving, Dazzler? I can't thank me for the comms and then just... I've got another race to go, brother. Oh, yeah, Obi's just coming in the race. So I went, calm down, boys. I've got another race to go. We lost drivers. We have lost drivers. We're down to 11. No, we're down to 10 drivers. Who's left? Ricky J's gone. Coffee Dodger. Blah, 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 blah. Campo's in the room. Who else are we missing? Obi's here, Marshall's here, Patchy's here. Dazzler, yeah, Dazzler's here. Captain Pugwash. Who's the third driver who I've not noticed is missing? Tyre Slayer. No, Tyre Slayer's here. Aha. Oh, there you go. Current teams. EVO sitting on 606 points. WRX sitting on 567 points coming into this final race. Again, I think Mocking Weeks has already taken the win. He was 40 odd points in front and he's just got the win in race one there. Oh, Skippy. Skippy's got to go to work. What a shame. Yeah, he does race. He is Australian and he's a maniac, and he gets up at 7 o'clock in the morning and he races with us at 7 o'clock in the morning-ish. Because he's a maniac. And then goes to work. Maniacs. So yeah, Mocking Weeks has taken the individual championship win as such. But it all depends where people finish in this final race. EVO's currently leading it. What's that? Pretty much by 40 points. 39 points coming into this final race. If it's a big pile of EVOs up front by the end of this second race tonight, then that's it in the bag. But I've got to wait and see. Again, don't forget to vote for Driver of the Day, people. It's the only place it gets looked at in the YouTube chat, not in the chat groups or anything like that. And there are prizes for the drivers with the most Driver of the Day nominations. That's the word I was looking for earlier, nominations. Burnouts begin. Some sensible drivers. So yes, reverse grid for race 2. Should mix it up a little bit. Again, it's a grid start this time. We did have a rolling start due to the lap of honour. It was a well executed rolling start, I've got to say. Nobody jumping the gun, that's for sure. Nobody taking the mick. Mocking Weeks not taking advantage of the fact that he's up front and controlling the race. He did it very fairly, I've got to say. You'll never do it in first gear, Tyre Slayer. You've got to smash it through the gears, get it up in 6th, and absolutely hooning at like 150 miles an hour, but going nowhere. Only in first. And now the ramming occurs. Not from Ice Chandler, he's around the other side of the circuit, driving this car very sensibly. That won't last for long, I'm sure. He's going around this corner and heading straight down towards Chaos Corner. See what it's like from his perspective. He's going to come around turn 1 to just find Mitsubishi EVOs and Subaru WRX's spinning round in front of him. There we go. All just parked up in the middle of the street. Yet nobody has blown out a set of tyres. That's his try. He's got it pinned into a wall, trying to burn them out into a wall. It's not the way, mate. Smash it all the way through the gears, get it up into 6th gear. speedo, so it says like 130, 140, but not going anywhere. Here we go then, race 2, the final race of the season. Grid starts. Hopefully we don't get any false starts. We shouldn't get any jumpy cars either, because it's only seems to be the Porsches for some reason. Lights go on now then, we'll wait for these to drop. They held for an awful long time, but no false starts. A couple of drivers peeling out, looking for a way past. Going to see all sorts of positions changing through these first couple of corners, so I don't think I'll try and keep up too much, because it could get a bit chaotic. Oh, someone's backwards. Obi's backwards. Ice Chand is backwards. Dazzler is backwards. 3 drivers tangled up there. Then Obi, Ice Chand, and Dazzler. Oh, it might have been Obi that caused it all. Look, he's slowed right down. He's allowed Ice Chand to get through. Is he going to wait for Dazzler as well? If he does, it's going to put another great big dent in his race. Back up front then, Ricky J leads as we hit this Miyabi section for the first time in this final race. Oh, he nearly gets that thing sideways through there. Pilgrim's looking for a way past as we hit Miyabi. Trying to drive around the outside here. Not going to work. Tyre Slayer into 3rd then. Coffin Dodger 4th, being harassed by Campo in the minute. Mockin already up to 6th position from the back of the pack. Found some space somewhere, has Mockin. Pugwash goes for a move up the inside of Mockin. Can he hold on to it? I think Mockin's just going to be able to press on the exit of this corner a little bit more. Have the advantage coming into the transition section as well. Mockin actually having a look up the inside of Campo there. He does get a move. 2 positions then. Captain Pugwash, got to be careful he doesn't get to, yes, unfortunately he gets trapped behind Campo. He can't make his way through. But the 3 Mitsubishis try not to cause each other too much grief as they head through the field. Got another Mitsubishi in front with Coffin Dodger. Tyre Slayer in a Subaru, another Subaru for Pilgrim. And Ricky J, what are you in? You're in a Subaru as well. So top 3 are Subarus, and the next 4 cars on track. Is it 5? Oh, it's the next 4 then. Apache in a Subaru behind. Marshall in a Mitsubishi. Ice Chand in the Subaru. Obi in the Subaru. And Dazzler in the Mitsubishi. Yeah, not sure what happened to Dazzler, but got tangled up with someone. Obi's obviously not waiting around. But Ricky J still leading. Oh, not anymore. Both him and Pilgrim decide they're going to drive off track. Tyre Slayer able to keep it on the grey stuff, pushes the throttle, squeezes his way past the pair of them into the lead of the race then for Tyre Slayer. A little bit of a gap now between him and Pilgrim. Pilgrim and Ricky J will both have grim tyres, very dirty tyres coming into these next couple of corners. You could end up getting swamped here. Where are you, Ricky J? Oh, look at this. From the lead of the race to 8th. Oh, and backwards into the wall through there as well. It's going to be ending up at the back of the pack here, Ricky J. It was a good effort. Now everybody passed him. What a shame for Ricky J. He was looking good. I don't know if there was any contact. He's got front end damage, but it doesn't look like there's any side damage from, being ploughed into or anything. But I could be wrong. Could have been a nudge onto the grass. Somebody will let me know, I'm sure. But it is Tyre Slayer now leading. 3 minutes 40 into race 2. Pilgrim in 2nd then. Campo 3rd. Coffin Dodger 4th. Mockin Weeks 5th. Apache 6th. Captain Pugwash 7th. Marshall in 8th. Obi in 9th. Oof. Risking it across the grass there. Nice Chand in 10th. Dazzler in 11th. And Ricky J, after that series of unfortunate events for him, now in 12th. So Campo in 3rd, a bit of a cork in the bottle at the minute. It's got a big pile of drivers looking for their way through. really making up any time on those drivers in front either. Coffin Dodger. Oh, he goes a little bit deep. Mocking Weeks is going to switch back up the inside. It's all about who can get the drive out of this final corner. Should be Mocking Weeks. Coffin Dodger's still there though. Got to wing up the inside if he wants to keep that one there, but he doesn't. He backs off, allows Mocking Weeks then through into fourth. Mitsubishis need to stick together. Work together to make sure they get these cars up the front. As it stands, it's going to be so close if they finish like this. Subaru up front. Oh, sorry, it's Subaru Mitsubishi now because it's Campo's in the Mitsubishi. Mocking Weeks sending his teammate forward a little bit as well. Just closing up on these two Subarus in front. Holding fifth then, but there's still a battle kicking off behind. Apache and Marshall side by side through there. Captain Pugwash, I think that's is that Pilgrim or Obi on the back end of that fight? Could be Obi in ninth. Campo back past Mocking then, back into third, Mocking fourth. Oh, there's Pilgrim, so it's not him then, it's got to be Obi. He's all over the back of Tyre Slayer. Tyre Slayer going defensive into this transition section. Can Pilgrim get a switch back on him? Tyre Slayer keeping it right up against the apex. Again, are they working as a team? Have they remembered that they're working as a team? They've got to try and defend from these Mitsubishis, which are closing up a little bit. 1.6 seconds behind at the minute for Campo. Tyre Slayer and Pilgrim bumper to bumper then, coming out of the hairpin. Those are Mitsubishis looking ever so slightly closer in that rear view mirror. Oh! Pilgrim's driven it off track onto the grass on the exit of that rally outside of that corner. That 1.4 second gap is down to 0.5 of a second. Campo and Mocking Weeks, we're getting a great tow down here. Probably a little bit of bump drafting going on as well between the two of them. Trying to push themselves down closer towards the front runners. Mocking Weeks quite happy to sit behind Campo, help him press him down towards the top two positions as well. He'll only go for the move when he needs to. Again, Campo doing a good enough job keeping himself in touch with the two Subarus in front. And it is Tyre Slayer leading them. Pilgrim second, Campo in third, Mocking Weeks fourth. Marshall finally through the chaos into fifth. Obi-Wan as well through the chaos into sixth. Captain Pugwash through to seventh. Apache 8th, Ice Chan 9th, Dazzler up a position or two into 10th, Coffin Dodger in 11th then, Ricky J unfortunately in 12th, 8.9 seconds back. Starting to open up a gap here then, Tyre Slayer. Pilgrim just keeping that gap between himself and Campo. Decent at the minute, but he has made a little mistake here and there. He's got to be careful he doesn't do that. Allow these two past. Now Marshall is tucked onto the back end of this fight then. So it is Subaru, Mitsubishi, Subaru as it stands. Literally going to be neck and neck if they finish like this. The Mitsubishi's losing a little bit of time to Pilgrim. Mocking Weeks will be considering going for a move past Campo then, I can imagine soon. He sees that time opening up, needs Marshall to be tagged onto the back end of the pair of them. there is Obi in 6th then. Big gap between himself and Apache in 7th. Captain Pugwash in 8th. Ice Chand 9th. There is Dazzler in 10th. Not too far off the back of those two either. Coffin Dodger only 1.5 seconds off the back of Dazzler. Unfortunately, Ricky J. A series of unfortunate events have caught him out. He's 8.1 seconds down at the minute. Tyre Slayer and Pilgrim almost side by side on the exit of that corner. And they are now losing time. The Mitsubishi's Marshall's got himself past Mocking Weeks. Mocking Weeks should have been thinking about doing that to Campo a long time ago, I think. Inside line there between Mockin and Marshall. Mockin gets it. Yeah, really ought to get past Marshall. Get past Campo. Allow Campo to bolt himself onto the back end of U2. Because the whole time Obi is closing the gap up. It was 2 seconds. It's down to 1.4. Apache in 7th on his own. Having a good battle as well. Captain Pugwash, Ice Chand and Dazzler. Yeah, real good battle between those three. Coffin Dodger losing a bit more time to those guys. Ricky J also a long way off the pack. Pilgrim then into the lead of the race. Fortunately, they have lost. Who was it? Was it Apache? No, it was Tyre Slayer. The two Subarus. Oh, the two Subarus having a bump and a barge. I thought they were both off the track then. But it is Pilgrim leading the race then in the lonely Subaru. We've got Marshall in a Mitsubishi in 2nd. Mocking Weeks into 3rd in another Mitsubishi. Campo in 4th in another Mitsubishi. Obi in a Subaru in 5th. Tyre Slayer Subaru in 6th. Apache in a Subaru in 7th. Captain Pugwash Mitsubishi in 8th. Same for Dazzler in 9th. Mitsubishi have just got themselves out of that fight with Ice Chand. He's keeping himself right there though. Dazzler making that yellow car as wide as possible. Coffin Dodger and Ricky J at the back in the Mitsubishi and the EVO respectively. So Pilgrim under all sorts of pressure now for race lead. Marshall all over the back of him. There's Mocking Weeks trying to take avoiding action to go past and get that position as well. Obi's got his way past Campo, so he's into 4th. Campo 5th, Tyre Slayer in 6th. Look at this, they're all over the back of Pilgrim heading up here. Marshall going for the move up the inside. Nothing Pilgrim can do. The Mitsubishi just quick enough to drive around the outside of him, up the inside of him through there. Pilgrim goes a little bit defensive. Marshall's run himself deep. He's off track. Gets himself back on. Got to clean those tyres. He's going to lose an awful lot of time. It is Pilgrim then that gets given 2nd position as he's now the hunt for top spot. Can he go for 2 race wins out of 2 tonight? Chasing down Pilgrim then through this chicane, tricky one. Gets a great exit out of there, carrying the speed. Is it going to be enough to get himself past Pilgrim? Pilgrim's got the inside line into this final corner. And there it is, into the lead of the race there for Mockin. Now what's he got? 6 minutes to try and defend. The tyres still looking really good at the minute. Pilgrim going wide then. Marshall looking to scoop up the inside as well, so that's going to be... Oh, Paddy's Pilgrim's backwards. not going to say that's Marshall's fault, because I don't think it was. Well, Marshall's wrecking his own race anyway. That's going to give Obi a look at Marshall around the outside here at this corner. Oh, he's managed to hold on to it. I don't know who's going to come out on top out of those two. Oh, it is Marshall. Obi just running himself onto the marbles there. Wasn't able to carry the speed round. Just runs himself off track on the exit. So, Mocky Weeks. Is he going to start breaking away? 1.3 seconds at the minute over Marshall. Marshall's got plenty of time between himself and Obi-Wan. Campo not too far off the back of Obi either. Obi's tyres are going to be a lot more worn out than most people's because he has pressed quite hard to get to this position. Campo, there you go, Campo just sticks one up the inside of him through there. Thank you very much. Less tyre wear on that front right. Just allowed him to hold on to the grip through that corner. Almost leaving the door wide open there for Obi to get that position back off him. So it is now Mitsubishi first, second and third. Obi-Wan in fourth in a Subaru. Tyre Slayer fifth in a Subaru. We've got a Subaru in sixth of Apache. Dazzler seventh in a Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi for Captain Pugwash in 8th, Ice Chand in a Subaru in 9th, Pilgrim in a Subaru 10th, Coffin Dodger in a Mitsubishi in 11th, and Ricky J Subaru in 12th. And look at this, Mocky Weeks is starting to pull time here, 2.7 seconds over Marshall. Wow, even more. 3.7 seconds. Huh? Marshall? Huh? What's... Oh no, Marshall, you've backed off to allow Pilgrim past. So he did think he'd cause Pilgrim to go off track then and end up backwards, and there you go. Waited all that time and allowed Pilgrim to come past. Gives away all those positions, then was sitting in second. That's now currently Campo's spot as he's under threat from Obi-Wan for that position. And look at this already, Mocky Weeks 5.2 seconds up the road. We've only got 2.5 minutes left of this race. Looking good for Mocky Weeks to take 2 wins here tonight. Taken pole position. He's had fastest lap in race 1. He's taken the win in race 1. Fastest lap in this one is currently Marshall though, 2:19.4. But Mocky Weeks with a clean track in front of him now. Well, slightly worn tyres, so you know it's got to be the lap of all laps to get fastest lap again, I think. Especially with this tyre wear. Seconds, loses a little bit of time through there. Campo hanging on to this second though. Obi's not been able to get past him yet. Weeks risking it for a biscuit across that chicane. Carrying an awful lot of speed through there. So 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. This should become final lap then. Oh, missed the move. Obi has managed to get his way past Campo. I really don't know where this championship's going to end up. Mockin's taking the individual championship. He's taking the driver championship. But team points wise, don't know. Where are we? Mitsubishi in P1, Subaru P2, Mitsubishi P3. Mitsubishi P4, Subaru P4, Mitsubishi in 5, Subaru 6, Mitsubishi 7th. It's one or the other. It's going to be so close. Could still be Mitsubishi's though. They do come into this final race with a 40-point lead, I think, ish. 39-point lead, I believe. So you should see final lap throw up on the screen any second now. There it is. Weeks then. And everybody else just got half a lap to go. No real close battles on track at the moment. J pretty close to Coffin Dodger, but not close enough to make a move yet. Weeks then up the hill through the chicane towards the hairpin. Comfortable through there. Still got plenty of time to play with, but he doesn't want to have this thing backwards, that's for sure. Down into the chicane then. Sensible through there, doesn't take a lot of curve, doesn't get that thing bouncing around, takes a little bit of curve on the exit, but it's still going in a straight line. Into this final corner then for Mockin. He has done the do tonight. He's, apart from the fastest lap in race 2 here, he's taken everything, well, unless this becomes fastest lap. Cheeky sod, yes it does. Cheeky sod, he's won everything then, Mockin Weeks. He's taken the qualifying, he's taken the win in race 1, he's taken fastest lap in race 1, he's just taken fastest lap in race 2 on that final lap and the win. Obi taking 2nd, Campo taking 3rd, Apache taking 4th, Dazzler 5th, Tyre Slayer 6th, Captain Pugwash taking 7th, Ice Chand 8th, Marshall taking 9th, Pilgrim almost across the line. He handbraked a little bit too early. It was going to come in like 8th or 9th, but unfortunately that wasn't to be. There he is. We see him on screen again, Mockin. Yeah, that final lap, even with worn out tyres, screw it, I'm still going to have fastest lap, he says. So that's a clean sweep from Mockin tonight. I don't know whether there's extra points for that, and I can imagine if you're voting for driver of the day now, well, it's got to be that man, surely. Surely it's got to be that man. Huh? So he's won that race from the back as well. And fastest lap. Amazing. Amazing. Great drive there, Mockin, for race 2. And yeah, that's it for the EVOs versus WRX. That was the final round. We will just hang about. Let's see if we can get overall team points. Again, it's in the chat on the way into this race. There you go. So going into that final race, it was, oh, you swine, 6:06 to the EVOs and 5:67 to the WRXs. So we'll just hang about a little bit. See whether we're going to get updated or not. Obi, how have you managed to send? Oh, there we go. There we go. In the chat there then. So Mockin Weeks taking that individual driver win. And the Evo boys taking the championship win as well. 679 points versus 629 points. That's not too bad really over the course of the season. You know, a couple of races a night. It's that does keep it pretty close, to be honest. And I think there's been weeks where there's been more Subarus and more Evos, so it has always married out. That's not been too bad. It's not been too bad. And it's been a mix of classes as well. GR3s, GR4s. We've had the rally cars out here as well in this this championship, so it's changed it up a little bit. So that's it for the EVOs versus WRX on a Sunday night. I am actually still around on Thursday night, though. We have got the last 3 rounds of the Porsche League coming up. So that's still the P1 boys again, the boys you've just been watching tonight. But we're in the Porsche 911 on Thursday night. That's 9 o'clock. 3 rounds left of that one. Nothing else coming up on the calendar at the minute. I think we've got a couple of things starting in the new season. Battle of the Teams or Battle of the Groups, that's coming in the new year as well. And there might be some Christmas shenanigans with some of the groups. There will definitely be Christmas shenanigans with the P1 boys because they always do Christmas shenanigans. So that's it. Apart from Thursday nights 9 o'clock, that's it from me. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. But most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.